When I went on Mormon Stories, I think it was May 1st of last year, and I had just freshly left the church. I was disaffected with the church for a long time, starting with the November 2015 policy, and tried really hard to make it work with the cognitive dissonance that I was feeling for a lot of years.
Just
After,
real quick, if we have
sorry.
viewers that don't know, the 2015 policy was one that the church implemented, basically banning children of gay members of the church, or whose parents, even if they were not members of the church or were disaffected or excommunicated or anything, if they had a gay parent that was in a relationship, in a homosexual relationship, then these children were not allowed to be baptized or do any of the other priesthood advancements for the boys. Yeah. So sorry, quick side note to that. So that was kind of where it started for you, and then moving forward from there.
Yeah, and then, during the pandemic, I was able to, that was a great step away for me to examine things from the outside. But it took me a long time. The conclusions I kept coming to was like, Mormonism is super unhealthy, but it's true. So I guess I just don't fit, and God will figure it out later, right? And I was in that space until I wrote the chapter in my book that had to do with Mormonism. And I reread that chapter in advance of publishing the book, and I gave it to my partner, Samuel, who's never been Mormon. And I said, have I said everything that I need to say in this chapter? And Mormonism absolutely infuriates Samuel. And so he got very angry when he read it, because it was very apologetic of the church. It was very much this stance of like, this is what they present as the truth, and I just don't fit because I'm not that person.
And this must be what God wants. This is how God wants it.
Right. If God wants it this way, I guess there's something I don't understand yet, and we'll figure it out when this life is over. And God knows my heart. I'm faithful. He's not going to leave me behind just because of who I really am. And so, I got to that point, and Samuel was like, no, you can't say these things. Like, this is just awful. You have to dig in and expose the church for what it is. And so I started doing some research, because I wanted to know where we got it wrong, and that's what started my deconstruction process. And it was kind of like a 3 or 4 day rabbit hole that I went down. And when I came up, I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I resigned. And that was just February. And so I was very early in my deconstruction process when I went on Mormon Stories.